All right, welcome back to Cobalt Black. Today, we're going to be taking another look at Underboard. Unfortunately, I was not able to play much on release day, which was last Friday, but I'm back now, and I am supremely addicted to this game. We're going to be taking a look at the game now, because since release, it's gotten a couple patches, making it a bit easier. This game is notoriously very difficult, so it'll be nice to see it in an easier light. I think we're going to start with this athlete. And that's because I believe I don't have that, but that's because we have this. So we're going to get a lot of things going towards slice, and intensity is decent with an athlete. Plus, I would argue athletes are some of the strongest, just like standalone tanks in the game, right? You have things like the baby, the Messiah, and the Satan baby, which are very good. But when it comes to purely just not dying, I don't think I found a unit that outpaces the athlete in that manner. Like, it's phenomenal. So we always kind of try to take one if I can. And you know what? It's okay if I can't. That's fine too. But hopefully we will get a well-balanced team. Ooh. So the brawler is very good. So is the scout. That's rough. So the scout kind of plays into everything we're doing. The brawler is going to get us further into slice. The brawler's going to do a lot with that slice. I think we actually go the scout. I think we actually go scout here. I might end up regretting that later, but you know, for now, I think this is the right play. She's gonna really considerably turn up my damage. We're gonna grab this. Okay. Yeah, I prefer taking lands. I like lands in this game. They give you a lot of passive traits. The issue with lands is twofold. A, passive traits don't matter if they're not actually on the character. So the land is giving me a passive trait I don't have on any character. It's essentially useless. But B, we're gonna go with this. We're gonna shove it on her. But B, it now just kind of creates this little mad dash where I'm trying to get those traits on other characters, which isn't always the most fun. That's okay. They are still very valuable. And to be super clear, this is me like making a little nitpicky gripe. If I come across a spell, like a tarot card thing, and there are lands, I'm taking the lands, like bottom line. Okay, so all of these are decent, except for really you don't do ranged hits, so that's not useful. A second scout could be really cool. I'm actually more interested in the hippie for that poison. I wish there was a way to like turn the hippie AoE. That'd be really cool and very helpful. But sadly, there's not. All right, my athlete's actually going to go down here, which is scary. That's okay, though. Yeah, between the poison and the scout's raw damage, still win. I needed that for the reroll dice that I just got. Kind of the play, like most of the time in this game, is get as many reroll items as you can and then start going for your items. That way, you'd never get stuck with something you don't want. Maybe not never, right? It is still a roguelike. There's still that beggars can't be choosers aspect of the game. Or, you know, sometimes you just get things like this. Morningstar is very good. I'm going to throw that on the athlete and we're going to keep going. All right. We're at least up and running. We're at least up and running. We seem to be clearing things with a decent speed. I think we're in a good position. Yeah, so both patches since the game came out, one on, I believe, launch day and one the day after. Both of them were to kind of increase the ease of the game. This game was very difficult. And to be clear, it still isn't, I wouldn't call it easy, but critical attack multiplier, this could be pretty good for damage. I kind of want to throw it on the scout, and I think I'm going to. I think I'm going to throw it on the scout. Alright, I wish I could re-roll this. I mean, I can, but I'm not going to waste the experience on it. Energize is actually very good. I've used it in quite a few of these games, few of these runs, and it works out pretty well, so... Basically just helps everybody get their skill much sooner. Now, it's pretty good for these. Energize is extremely good on specifically the Rebels Evolved form of the ninja, because the ninja goes invisible. That sounds like okay, that's kind of fun, right? What makes it amazing is the simple fact that a ninja can, if you with the right traits, it can keep its invisibility uptime for like a whole fight. And that being said, you probably wonder, oh, why is that amazing? It's because it'll just run around the battlefield killing your enemies, and your enemies won't even bother to attack it because it's invisible. Right, I think we're putting all of our eggs in the scout basket right now. I'll save the reroll mask. So that rerolls the lowest trait that the team has on one individual unit. It can be pretty good, but I don't think any of the traits that I have right now need re-rolling. I think we just kind of need to gather more traits and really see where we're at. This boss, before the nerfs they made to a lot of the units, this boss used to give me so much trouble. I'm not saying it's easy now or anything. It's still going to be, yeah, as you can see, it's still going to be trouble, but... yeah, we won. Ooh, okay. Swap with the opposite position on combat start, plus 100 maximum health. That's pretty good. I don't actually like this item. I'm going to take it, and the way I end up using it essentially ends up neutering that swap effect, because I don't like it. So I usually end up putting it on the tank, and then I basically just pin the tank exactly opposite of whatever I want them to tank, and if there's an enemy there, it doesn't swap the space. So I usually do something like this. Oh, okay, so I guess if there is an enemy there, it still swaps it. Well, that works. Yeah, I usually don't like the item because it can make a lot of strategies and things. It can enable a lot of stuff, but it also makes it a lot harder, right? You really have to remember that you're going to be switching spaces. All right, another character. Let's see what we get. Another athlete would be pretty good. I think I'm going to take the nerd here, though. Inside I'm not super happy about, but at least it activates off of one, so already active, which is nice. Nerd is one of my favorite units. I think it is one of the highest damaging units in the game, at least when used properly. All right, there goes our scout. Unfortunate. but the nerd came in clutch. Okay. We're gonna do this. We're gonna load everybody to fight down here. Yeah, in hopes that we can get rid of this level 3 quickly. Still our athlete went down, but it's okay. As long as our ranger here stays online, we're good. This is pretty good. This is... I want something that's not another ranger, but she has the right traits, so we're gonna take her anyways. What I really want actually at this point is another tank. Preferably the orphan or the baby. Preferably the orphan, really, is what it comes down to. We're gonna take the attack resistance thing to try to keep my tank alive a bit longer. He has items on, but they're both offensive. They're not really defensive items. Okay. There we go. Yeah. Ranger, and then right behind her is the scout. So we've got very high range damage. Hopefully we get another tank here that's pretty good. That is a pretty good tank. This is a really good... But it has reach. Reach is so useless on this character. It's really depressing, actually. However, courage is very useful on this character. We could go with this. Go with the Brawler. The Brawler is not a tank. At most, you could argue it might be a bit of an off tank. We're gonna take the Brawler. Was hoping for a land, but that's okay. Take the increased spell range. Spell range, I would argue, is one of the best stats you can get from those cards. Spell range is amazing. Because like, see, now I hit the whole group. When you get things like the Anvil, which is an offensive spell that does damage to one guy and then stuns everything in the area, the spell area, it's huge. You increase spell range and you're stunning half the enemies you're fighting right off rip. Okay, so I'm actually very torn. This land is pretty good, but I have invested in 0 of these red talents. This is pretty good, and we have spell range on it, so we're gonna go with that. People watching this might have just rolled over screaming when they saw me do that, but it's okay. It's okay, guys. I almost know what I'm doing. I beat a run before the nerf, so like... I'm like totally pro at this, guys. So that really needed units to be adjacent to it, and they weren't, which was sad, but that's okay. We're still going to be sitting pretty with Plague here. We can level up our Brawler. We can also... We can swap the Brawler to something else. Now, that's interesting because... Again, being hidden is huge. That can be huge in this game. We're going to do it, though. And I'm going to do it again. And we're going to do it one more time, because I really hate everything that he kept rolling to. Probably a waste, but this is okay. We take this. And then we get rid of the crush hit, and we do the critical multiplier. Alright, we got quite a bit of critical attack multiplier on this, so... And quite a bit of critical attack chance. This archer's gonna really pop off and handle things for us, which is great. That's what we want. I actually feel confident in just hitting... Let's do this. Let's wait till they bunch up a little bit. Don't even need a bunch up. I'm just gonna put the plague on that guy. The level 3 is the problem. Levels in this are very indicative of what you need to take out first. It is not really based on much else. I mean, it is based on other factors, obviously, like some units heal, blah, blah, blah. But, like, a level 3 can sometimes bowl through, like, 2 or 3 level 2s. Get everybody popping off, except for our archer, but that's okay. She's level 3, she's terrifying, and she's kitted out pretty well right now. Like, a crit from her is just going to be devastating. Okay, we get one more fight for the boss. Ooh, this is interesting. I am gonna just start with this, and then hopefully, there we go. I'm gonna say hopefully we can get decay on the level 3. Alright, we lost some good men there, but that's okay. They're back now. Alright, we're just gonna run through these items. I don't like taking on the boss without having every item there is on the board. You can. I just don't like to. I actually kind of want to re-roll this, see if we get something a little bit better. Take the Gift of Vitality. I'm gonna get rid of the Morning Star on you. You're a tank. You don't need that. The Gift of Vitality will be helpful, though. Let's re-roll. Energy recharge chance. Okay, the question is, who actually has this? Okay, you two. Let's put it on the nerd. I think that's going to help him greatly. And we can go to the anvil. I have a couple of choice things I want to do. So the anvil's really nice because you can combine items. So we're going to take these two off of the ranger. And we're going to combine these. So now that's really, really good on the ranger. And then we'll combine these two. Okay, we'll quench it. You go back on you. Go back on you. And what that really allows us to do, fusing those, it just allows us to put more items on these characters that are already doing pretty well. It is kind of a rich get richer thing, but that's okay. I'm not necessarily happy about this, but we're gonna do it. I'm worried about this level 3 here. That might just come from the back and bolt through our team. Yeah, that was a big problem. Okay. I need to actually approach this with some sort of strategy. We're gonna come down here like this. We'll give you this. We're going to keep you like this. And then we are going to... let's poison you guys. See how well this goes. Poison that level 3. See if we can help ourselves. Okay, our ranger goes down, but so do the enemies. There we go. There we go. That's what we want to see. All right. This is going to be rough up here. I honestly think I might actually want to bunch everybody up here again. And see if that works out well for us. Okay, we have the decay on both the boss and the level 3 off rip. Okay, cool, worked. All right, now we gotta figure out who we're gonna evolve. We're taking this. Energy charges in combat start with some energy burn. We take those. I feel like all the data is telling me I want to evolve this athlete. get him a little bit more tanky instead of our tank rolling in and dying. He's not a particularly tanky athlete, given the traits he has, but, you know, it'll be fine. We're gonna grab this, see what we got here. Hopefully a nice land. That's crazy. We're gonna reroll this. Mana regen and cooldown I will take it. Take it, I guess. I am unhappy with that roll, but I don't want to waste all my XP just trying to reroll for something that may never come. So... while I'm afraid of the level 3s, primarily, just kind of poisoning whatever the hell is helpful, right? Like, just a bunch of enemies dying faster than they otherwise would. Super helpful. We're gonna come down here with you two. We're gonna move closer. We can get all of you. Yeah, see, our athlete would not have been able to tank that if we didn't evolve him. That was, I mean, he still went down, but if you notice there, he was tanking hits from about 4 units, maybe more. I don't know how many range units we're hitting him to. So very useful. I don't like that. We're gonna do this. Seriously? I was really hoping to poison more than just you, pal, but you went into the middle of my units immediately. That's what I like about the athlete. Because his skill shields him, he can survive on so little health for a while. I mean, this time didn't really happen. Like, my athlete seems to be tanking well. Actually, we can even check that. Oh, okay. We can get another brawler here. That would be pretty interesting. We could get a nun. Which is okay. I wouldn't be complaining about a nun. I actually want to reroll. This was a good reroll. I think the play here is... oh, this is hard, actually. It's not you. It could be you, but I don't really... Could be the hippie. Here's the issue. I don't like the hippie as a unit. But with what he's giving us, that's huge. I think I want the baby. I'm going to take the baby. I'm going to take the actual other tank. There might have been better choices there. I think they were all actually pretty good. They're all pretty good trait-wise. I just kind of have been wanting another tank for a little while instead of just an off tank. And so I took what I took. We're actually going to do this, followed by this. A baby bit the dust, but that's okay. Baby did his job. Who's tanking the best? Yeah, the athlete, and then the baby immediately is doing their job. Let's try to get you guys taken care of down here. Alright, we're gonna be in trouble. We lost our ranger. Yeah, that's unfortunate. I think it'll go fine this time because they're all weakened. So that's a nice little catch-up mechanic, I guess. It's not even a catch-up mechanic, but like a good mechanic this game has is if you fail a battle, but you defeated certain units, those units will have less health the next time around, which is kind of huge. This isn't gonna go well. Oh no, it's fine. Our ranger stayed alive. Good. Good. I thought that ranger was done for. Alright, baby tank up. Everybody down here get decayed. I don't like that you saw my ranger coming and were like, that one needs to die. I get it. That's the smart move. Ooh, I really want the nurse. The nun would also be a good pick. I want the nurse. Nurses are very good in this game. I would argue they're one of my favorite units. They heal, obviously, it's a nurse. But what's really nice about them is not only do they heal, but they seem to kind of be able to really tank well. Like, and not that I'm sitting here being like, oh, I want a nurse tank, but they can take a hit. Which is, it's nice to have like a bit of an off tank in the background, just chilling. See if we can get all you guys decayed up. I guess we do this to you. Those healing dudes were a problem just now. That wasn't good. We've got this one level 3 that's taken no damage. Just living. Okay. That's fine. That's fine. Let's get that decay. Yeah, this is perfect. Alright, we're doing good. How much is this nurse healing? Like, through the roof? Yeah, through the roof. Athlete's doing a surprising amount of damage. I can't really tell if that's the athlete's doing a good amount of damage or everybody else is doing a poor amount of damage. I like the idea of getting a rebel, so I'm going to take him. Again, might not have been the best choice, but it was the choice I made. We only have one more. That's unfortunate. I didn't explore this map well. Okay, so this will just give us a full stack of courage, and it'll give block. This gives counterattack chance. Put it on you. Yeah, that seems like a good place for that item. I want to take on both of these. I want those reroll items. That's where the power is. That's where the strength lies. I should have gotten that rebel in, but it's okay. All right, we're cooking. We're cooking. Let's see what we can get from this chest. Maybe get a good item before we fight the boss. Hey! Oh. I'm actually more tempted to take the sandals. So the ancestral sign is interesting because it adds to stuff. And it is very good at just kind of going, hey, you weren't attached to all these other characters, but now you are. Like, that's going to be a huge boon to the rebel. And I did that because rebels can pop off quite hard if you let them. I've never seen this enemy before, and I am quite scared. We're gonna do this, and we're gonna hope. We're gonna keep hoping. This scorpion is messing me up, but it's okay. My archer's messing them up. Yeah, we take those. Gonna win 3 times here, though. That's why these get so rough, is you have to keep up those win streaks. Okay, all of them. Our tank is already gone, which is really, really depressing. Ranger, I need you to finish that boss. Thank you. Jeez. We are hoping that this rot will help us exponentially. I think it's doing its job, though. Okay, we need you guys to die. What? That's why I target level 3s so viciously. Right? You saw those... They just carried on. They just kept going. We're actually not going to go there. We're going to come back out here. Yeah, because we want all of these. Reserve mana is refunded at combat start. That's really good. Like, it would be better if I had a bunch of lands. But it's good regardless. Okay, so we get skill resistance with this. I think we just take it. I think that's actually the play there. We could pop it on the baby. Pop another substitute. No. You know what? We'll put that on you or the baby. We'll put that on you. And I have to figure out who I'm going to evolve. I think, to be honest, I'm thinking the nerd or the rebel. We'll see what other items we get. Maybe, like, we get something that goes really well on one of them that'll kind of power them up. Oh, shield on combat start. Energy reserve. Okay. Shield on combat start. I think we put it on the baby. Yeah, I could evolve the baby. I kind of want to evolve something, though, that's gonna tear through guys. We could evolve the hippie. I don't see the hippie actually doing a crazy... You know what? You know what? I'm gonna stop my hippie hate. We're gonna evolve the hippie. We're gonna see what we get out of this. What I was gonna say is I never see the hippie doing a crazy amount of work. Like, the hippie feels like this kind of passive support dealy. It's not bad. I'm not gonna sit here and be like, oh, the hippie sucks. But it just never feels like, oh man, the hippie's goated. But that hippie was equipped with nothing and was tearing through guys. So I think what I might want to do is think about what I would put on the hippie. I might want to plop over stuff off the nerd to the hippie. We're gonna do this and we're gonna see. Yeah, we're gonna... So this goes back on the baby. This is gonna go on the witch doctor, and we're gonna see how that feels. Actually, hold on. What is this? Gives overflow. I'm dumb. I want that still on the nerd. Yeah. I want to spread out the traits because then more characters are getting all these buffs. Oh yeah, I didn't quench it. You always gotta shut down the forge. I think it's so that you don't like leave and get a bunch of XP or something and then come back to the forge and just like go ham on your items. Okay, this is the last boss. You do seek the sun too? The sun is eternal. I am alone in his edict. You can all be eternal too. Sun demands only a small sacrifice. You cannot refuse the sun. Yeah, I don't like this dude. Okay, we're gonna jump him. Like, we really just gonna jump him in. We're gonna do that. We're gonna do that. We're gonna watch everybody go ham on him. It's weird. This is one of the easiest final bosses, I think, in all the biomes. My body fails me. My son, grant me your strength. I offer everything. Now, my sacrifice continues. Yeah, I feel like he's one of the easier final bosses. But, you know, also watching him absolutely plow through my team right now, so maybe I spoke too soon and I'm just talking that good shit. Oh, son? What does this mean? You failed me. You are no god. I sacrificed. I am eternal. I am the god. All right, you're not, pal, but I see where you might think that. You seem to have just done a lot of drugs. All right, let's see if we can rip through him. You just gotta keep up this decay. Man, my athlete just goes down to him. It's sad. I mean, it's a boss. Like, it makes sense. He's a level 3 boss. You refuse to sacrifice at their own peril. Life fades without sacrifice. I am eternal. Right. Yeah, they might have died, but we set them free. See, their spirits are going up to the good place, I guess. All right, guys, that was a full run of the Radiant Sands in Underboard. This game is phenomenal. If this looks like something you might be interested in, go on and check out my full review. I'll have a link to it in the description and a pinned comment. And yeah, guys, if you made it this far in the video, like and a sub would be very much so appreciated. I'm trying to grow the channel right now and every little bit helps. And make sure to hit that notification bell so you don't miss my next upload. Anyways, I'll be back tomorrow with another video. Peace out.